for the city of North Miami, and the special magistrate is empowered under Florida law and the code to hold code violation hearings.
Magistrate, could you give me 1 second, Magistrate? I started the recording, however, I'm getting a notice on my computer saying to start the recording, so
Okay.
I'm not sure what's going on.
If there's anybody that has a device that is creating distraction or noise, please make sure you turn it off. Again, good morning, everybody. I'm Jose Smith.
Recording in progress.
I'm Jose Smith, the special magistrate for the hearing that we're going to conduct today, Wednesday, February 5, 2025. The special magistrate is empowered by Florida law and the North Miami Code to hold code violation hearings. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists on your property as observed and cited by the code enforcement officer of the city. If the city is not able to prove the case, then I will dismiss it and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded, so all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have translators, interpreters who will assist you during these proceedings. When your case is called...
Member Services, this is Cindy. How may I assist you?
Cindy, we can hear you.
Sorry.
When your case is called, the property owner, the agent for the property owner, or any witness that you may have should announce yourselves. And when asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say your name out loud, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you're aware and understand the violation that is being heard today, and if you understand what is required to resolve the violation. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner, alleged violator, will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forth any witnesses to testify and present any evidence and photographs, and also to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue findings of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set a compliance or an abatement date for the violation to be resolved, or for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement of action at this time, I will table or continue this case to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my findings of fact or my ruling, then property owners may appeal the administrative order to the Circuit Court of Miami-Dade County. Be mindful that an appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the signing or the execution of my administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida law, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by a special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record, or sometimes called a transcript, of the proceedings. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at this proceeding. Pursuant to City Code, if the City of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. At this point, I will turn it over to the clerk to, I guess we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance first, or are we going to make amendments and additions to the agenda or deletions or whatever the case may be?
With the officer administering the oath to the inspectors.
Okay, is the officer present?
Yes, she is.
I believe we met the other day, did we not?
Yes, we did.
Yes, you were doing some work over at the Nova Festival. I had the pleasure of meeting you.
Yes.
Everything was wonderful. And I was happy to meet you in person. So
Thank you.
Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we'll move on.
Okay. If everyone can put their hand over their chest for the pledge, please.
And please enable your video, everyone, the inspectors.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And we'll do the same for the interpreters. If you can please enable your audio and video. We have our Creole interpreter. Okay.
Okay. So this is for the translators or the officers first?
Oh,
Let's do the
okay.
officers.
Let's do the officers. Yes, the officers.
Okay. If everyone could raise their right hands, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you are about to give in these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say aloud, I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, now for the interpreters.
Okay, please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the translations which you are about to give in these proceedings will be accurate and to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Say I do.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Madam
Thank you.
Clerk.
Okay, I'll go ahead and read the instructions for today. So good morning, and thank you for participating in today's special magistrate hearing. I will review the process by which today's hearing will be conducted. Make sure your device is always muted unless you are giving a testimony on the case. If you are using two devices to participate in today's hearing, be sure your audio is only enabled in one device. When your case is called, if you are signed in Zoom, you will receive a notification giving you access to audio and video so that you may give your testimony. If you are physically at the City Hall and wish to give your testimony, you must sign in with the code clerk and await a text message indicating your case is ready to be heard. Upon receiving this message, you should immediately come to the Code Compliance Office to be provided access to a computer. If you would like to speak on behalf of a case, once the case is called, you should click on the raise hand button to be acknowledged. Before giving your testimony, please state your name, property address, and relation to the property. If you wish to have an interpreter assist during your case, please indicate this by raising your hand. Magistrate, that concludes the instruction. We do have one amendment to the agenda,
Okay.
which is item number 11. This was due to the wrong code section that
Okay.
it was cited for.
So is that an amendment to the item?
We're postponing it. Yeah, we're going to postpone it.
So you're going to continue item number 11.
Right. It'll be postponed for today.
Okay, great. All right. Anything
All right,
else?
your abatement dates. Your 30-day is March 14th. Your 60-day would be April 18th. And 90 days will be May 16th.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right,
So are we going to start with item number 1?
Nope, we're going to start with item number 20. I have a John Paul here for this case. Mr. Paul, I sent you a notice to, let me see, hold on. Okay, there we go. Please accept the invitation, Mr. Paul.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Mr. Paul, are you the attorney?
Yes, I'm sorry. I was trying to press all the buttons. I couldn't seem to get on here. Thank you for your patience. Yes,
Okay,
I'm the
welcome.
attorney. Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me here. And again, I'm the attorney for the White House Condominium Association.
Okay. All right. So let me. First of all, I've reviewed the file, Mr. Paul, and you're the attorney for the condo association.
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. So, do you understand? Have you been advised what the violation is about?
Sir, I believe it's about the fence surrounding the pool, that it's falling apart and has to be replaced.
You said it better than I could.
Thank you.
It's Code Section 29-5-1209D, and it requires, especially around pool areas, for fences to be properly maintained. And I'm looking at the file right now, and I don't think these fences comply. How much time do you need to comply? How much time do you need to fix the fence?
Well, first of all, I'd like to plead guilty. There's a little humor there.
Well,
but I do have, we did submit as evidence quotes. What time, I think isn't there a time element that we need for plans, like 30 days for plans and 60 days to do the work?
when you say plants, you mean to remove the plants and then put new ones in, or?
No, I mean for the contract.
Oh, the plans, I'm sorry, the plans for the fence.
Yes.
Okay, so you need to draft, are the plans drafted already, or you need to hire an architect?
No, I meant permits. I think the permitting process, which includes submitting the plans and getting that. So maybe 30 to 60. Can I have 60 days to get the permit and then maybe 30 days to do the work, like 90 days? Would that be sufficient? Is that acceptable?
Yes, that would be acceptable. You will promptly submit your plans to the building official as quickly as possible. It may take a little bit of time for the building department to sign off on it and for the work to be done. So, but I want you to please understand, I'm sure as an attorney, you understand better than most people that this is also a safety hazard. Anytime you have a pool, and I assume that there's a pool behind the fence, correct?
Yes, there is.
Yes.
Okay. I'm very, very concerned about residents, particularly children, sneaking into that pool and jumping in. So is there any kind of protection or supervision or signage or anything that will make that situation safer?
We could post signs, but I don't believe there's any right now.
Okay, I think if you don't mind, I think that there ought to be signs. There's one there that says no trespassing, but I think you need to go around the pool and say something such as under construction, do not enter, and then make sure that you enforce it. If management, is there management on site?
Not on site, sir, but there is management.
Okay. Well, just ask them to please be sure that there's nobody walking in there So I'll give you 30 days to present the plans to the building department, and by 90 days, I think we should be done with this. So I guess we have two abatement dates. The first date is 30 days to submit plans and 90 days to complete the work.
So
Is
30,
that okay?
oh, thank you, sir. That would be 30 plus 90, which would be 120. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, no. You have to submit your plans within 30 days
Yes.
to the building official, and the work has to be completed within 90 days from today, which is around May 10th.
Okay.
Now, the reason I'm asking, and the reason I'm kind of pushing, is because of the safety situation. If for some unforeseen, unpredictable reason you must ask for a continuance, please discuss it first with code or the building official, and maybe you'll need to do something about the water in the pool. Put barricades around it. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but just so that the city knows, I'm concerned about safety. So I'll give you the time you need, and if you need to go beyond that, you need to take other measures to protect the residents.
Okay, I understand. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Paul, thank you.
I have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
Mr. Magistrate, and everyone else as well. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Madam Clerk, did you?
I got that. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go ahead.
30 days from today to file.
To submit a plan, and 90 days for the work to be completed.
90 days from today to complete the work.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move along to item number.
Excuse me for 1 second. I'm sorry, but I don't understand what is the mean of protection from entry to the pool if the entire fence is being falling apart all over the place. The type of the fence that they're trying to do as a protection, which is just a temporary thing, is not gonna work. So my opinion, you need to board the area that are opened and put some plywood on it so nobody can go through these holes and these openings. Sign alone is not enough. I'm sorry, Your Honor, this is Mashir Ismail, the building official, and this building we actually have a lot of problems with and unsafe structure situation, and that's only the pool. So I kind of spoke late because he left already and he doesn't know the understanding all the violation we have in the system for that property, not only the pool fencing, but also the structure itself.
Yeah, well, I can't hear anything that is not before me.
Yes.
So I can only hear what is presented. And so what I would suggest is that you, as the building official, when you issue the work permit, you put on the work permit what they need to do in order to keep the pool safe. So if you need barricades, if you need them to remove the water, if you need them to do anything regarding the renovations, modifications, anything that having to do with the fence and the pool, that's within your administrative discretion. You're the building official. I defer to you to tell them what they need to do during construction. So in no way am I taking authority away from the building official to do as you feel necessary to protect the public. That is your primary responsibility when you enforce the building code. So my recommendation to you is, I can't tell you what to do, but I can suggest to you that when you issue the building permit, you issue it with conditions, limitations, restrictions, so that the property is safe.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay. You're welcome.
All right. At this time, Your Honor,
by the way, Madam Building Official, if your department deems this to be a safety hazard, an unsafe condition, which renders the whole building uninhabitable, or you need to take this to the Board of Rules and Appeals or the Unsafe Structures Board, whatever it is, you still have the authority to do that. You can shut this building down tomorrow if you want. You can red tag the area. That's all within your administrative discretion.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's not within my purview.
Yes.
Okay, next case.
Thank you.
We're going to call is item number 16 through 18. I'm going to go ahead and read that into the records. Item number 16, Sage Condominium Association, case number MHVIO 2023-00839. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Gazoo with an abatement date of May 22nd of 2024. The fine was set at $500 plus the $100 cost assessment. Item number 17, Sage Condominium Association, case number MHVIO 2023-00841. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Kazoo with an abatement date of May 22nd, 2024. Fine set at $500 plus the $100 cost assessment. And item number 18, Sage Condominium Association, case number MHVIO 2023-00842. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Kazoo with an abatement date of May 22nd of 2024. Fine set at $500 plus the $100 cost assessment. The officer on this case is Jaime George, and we also have the property owner, Miss Linda Johnson. We can start with administering the oath to Miss Linda. If you can please raise your right hand and enable your audio and video.
Okay, I'm trying. Hold on a second.
You would have to pull over, Miss Linda, or we'll have to skip your case.
I am right now. I'm pulling over right now. Give me 1 minute. I was gonna go into the clerk house right now. Let me just pull over. I'm pulling over right now. I'm stuck in traffic. Been driving since 8 o'clock in the morning, so give me a minute. I don't know. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. I am pulling over now. I apologize.
Okay.
I thought by now I would be in a stationed place.
All right. Has she been sworn?
Not yet. Put me here to raise her right hand.
I'm doing it right now. Turning in and parking right now. Okay.
Before we do that, I see the building official has her hand up. Is there a question
that was for the previous case?
Okay.
That we just heard, but she was able to give her expertise and comments. Yes, Miss Linda, please raise your right hand.
Okay.
Yes. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you. Magistrate?
Ms. Johnson, what is your relationship to the property, please?
I am the property manager for Sage Condominium.
Okay, I'm looking at the Sunbiz information, and I don't see your name on there anywhere. So you're hired by the association as the property manager?
Yes, the company's name is LJ Services Group, and I'm the owner of LJ Services Group, and I am the registered agent.
Okay, you are yes, you are the registered agent. You're part of LJ Services Group, the registered
Correct.
agent?
Correct.
Your office is at 1150 Ken Concourse?
No, my office has moved, and our present address is 12,000 Biscayne Boulevard, Suite 406, Miami, Florida 33181.
Okay. Do you know why you're here?
Yes, there was 3 cases, 16, 17, and 18, that the clerk already spoke about. I am here to give an update so that you know what's been going on. I know that we had an abatement day of May of 2024, but due to permitting, etc., We were not able to finish the job by that time. There is a permit pulled currently for the one of the building, and I have the processing number and everything. But now we're also seeking to get an electrical permit that we need to get, and right now that's in process in order to be able to continue with that. But everything is related, the 3 cases, because I can't get the business tax receipt until I get completion of the work that's in the hallway that gets involved with the fire alarm panel, that the fire alarm is also in permitting.
All right, and nor can you get the certificate of use.
Correct.
Okay, I'm looking at the photographs. I don't see the work that you're talking about in any of these pictures. Let me hear from the inspector.
Okay.
Good morning. I'm Inspector Jorge for the City of North Miami. Concerning the permit she's talking about, it was a violation that was it was a what's the word? It was a violation that she pulled the permit for the structure for the building, which is not one of the cases that we're hearing for today.
Yeah, so, I see windows in the pictures, like a screening issue.
Okay.
Or maybe a soffit issue, but I don't see the work that
the soffit. I'm sorry. Yeah. The soffit is the work that is permitted, that's being worked on.
Case magistrate is for the soffit's wiring mesh. So Jamie, it's item number 16 on the agenda. That's what you're hearing right now.
Let's hear the first one, number 16, which is the screening violation. Replace the missing soffit wire mesh.
Yeah. So the like towards the southeast section of the building, towards the back, the soffit wire mesh. It looks like it's like broken, or I don't know, it's missing a part, so that hasn't been replaced yet.
And you need a permit for that?
I don't think so.
Yes, you do.
You need a permit. Okay. Oh,
which we have.
No, you have a process number. You don't have a building permit.
We have no. There is a permit and there's an electrical permit. I have the permit card and everything. I don't have it with me right now, but I can share it. I can look for it right now on my phone.
We do have the building department here available. They can verify if there is indeed a permit on file for the soffit. So I don't know, building official or Ms. Pressey or Mr. Colson, if you can aid in verifying if we do or don't.
Give me a second. Give me a second. I'm verifying right now.
Okay. And is there a violation for the windows or not?
No, sir.
Okay, because I don't see screening on the pictures.
And that address is 2185 Northeast 123rd Street?
123rd.
Yes. Okay.
Just for the record, we're looking at a violation under section 5-22, which has to do with screening.
Okay, so I don't see anything saying for as far as the screening. I know they're doing some work for the bottom balcony area. They have a permit for that, and that was issued. And that's about it.
Soffit wire mesh on the south section.
I don't see a permit for that.
Ms. Johnson, if you have one,
yes.
Can you?
It's a soffit. It's the one that Ms. Presley is talking about. It covers the whole soffit.
Let me see the picture.
The whole soffit from end to end. I'm sorry?
Because it said just repair the bottom of the balcony front building area. Can I see the picture again?
I don't have. Do you want me to show you a picture of the work?
I'll share my
Yeah.
screen.
Thank you.
So these are the photos. That's all the photos. Those are all the photos.
I don't see anything in my agenda having
For
to do
that
with
description
balconies.
for the description and what the pictures is showing is two different things. The description doesn't show me any balcony. The picture doesn't show me any balcony area. So the pictures and the description of the work is not for the same thing. So
Well, they're working on the whole thing. It's a soffit. It's not like a balcony. It's a catwalk and it's a soffit, and they're doing that. Plus, that's the other one that I get a picture of what it is, because I never got that picture to us. Okay, but he's working on that area as well, which is underneath the roof, which is a screen, a vent screen that has the roof that's getting repaired as well. But there is a soffit of the whole catwalk that's being currently done.
okay, I understand what you're saying, but the description for the permit that you submitted for, I don't have your plans in front of me, but the description that your contractor put it in for the description of the work, he put repair of the bottom balcony. I don't see a bottom balcony there on your pictures that I see for what he wrote a violation for. He is mentioning softening in his violation, but the description for your permit that y'all applied for is saying you repairing the bottom of the balcony area. It doesn't match up of what we're talking about now.
Yeah,
So
but
you
it is
probably
the
wanna
same. I
so
can
you
tell
may
him to
want
reword it. I would tell
come
him
in to revise your permit of the description or something in there, or come in here
Okay.
and see me so we can clarify that. But for right
Okay.
now, I don't see a permit for it.
Okay, so I guess what is happening is that Ms. Johnson, a permit was applied for for something other than the soffit. I'm only here to hear. I'm only going to hear the soffit. Okay, and you still don't have. Apparently, there is no permit for that. So and this goes back. Magistrate Kazoo found you guilty on April of last year, and gave you an abatement date of May 22nd, and here we are, and we don't. And I'm only talking about the wire mesh. I don't necessarily think that it's a life safety issue. I don't necessarily think that it needs to be done, like right immediately now. But it on that issue only, that wire mesh, it doesn't seem to be overly complicated to do that work. How much time do you need?
If it's only that screen that they're asking to get replaced, which is a mesh there on the rooftop, yes. I could get the guy who's doing the soffit right now, which is a structural issue because it was falling down, and I'm surprised that it's not in the report, and that's why we have that permit for that. I'll have him go ahead and try to replace it before the end of the month, and that's not a big deal.
Well,
Magistrate, can I add something, Magistrate?
Yes.
That this violation has been open in 2/15 of 2023. 10 more days will be 2 years on a mesh violation.
Yeah. Is the condo association having financial difficulties, ma'am?
Yes, of course. They have to replace the seawall. They're doing some concrete thing, which is part of their 40-year recertification, a 50-year recertification of the building as well that they're working on. And that's why they're doing this permitting. Okay. And they're pulling out a fire alarm panel that has to get replaced, which we're with the city of Miami-Dade County Fire Department as well. We're working on that as well. And electrical repairs that need to get done as well, that a permit is being pulled out as well. The electrician has to come to our office to get the paper notarized, and it's going to be presented to the city of North Miami. Yes, the building is doing a lot of things, and that little mesh, if it would have been explained at the last hearing, it was not explained, nor that picture was provided at the last hearing. I would have gone ahead and got that done. but the contractor who has a permit pulled out can get that done immediately. That's like a little mesh that can just be replaced. We thought it was the whole soffit, which is the whole catwalk underneath, that was coming apart. And I have pictures of that. And that's what we thought that this whole violation was about.
Magistrate, also, as Linda stated, that these photos were not provided in last hearings. These photos are the same photos that was provided last hearing as well. The photos we do not remove any photos off a case. So whatever's in the case is the same photos that's been there before.
Ms. Johnson, I have an order that was entered a little bit less than a year ago, and a case that started in 2023. And I understand that I don't want to add insult to injury to a condominium that is in financial problems. Has the condo applied for financing, or do they have the funds to do the work, or should I
They're currently in the process of passing a special assessment as well as obtaining a loan to be able to do all the repairs that are needed. I do tell you that that picture that was shown in this Zoom call, I was in the Zoom call with the other magistrate the last time, and it was not shown. It is such a simple thing. I would have gotten that done. We really were under the impression that it was the big soffit work that is being done currently. I can get that done. The association cannot, is not wanting to do what they need to do. But when we get the notification of the violation, there was no picture attached to it. Obviously, it's being mailed to the wrong address. I updated that information when I had the special magistrate last time as well. I don't have a problem redoing it. We're updating Sunbiz as well now. But I really don't think that it's a big thing that I could get it done in a week even. So, I could get it done immediately before the end of this week. If it's that little mesh that they're talking about.
There is too much going on right now with this building, which started with an annual housing inspection dating to very early 2023. That was 2 years ago when the housing inspection was done. You were given a list of all the things that were needed. I'm looking at the housing inspection report. Item number 7 says damaged soffit wire mesh on southeast section of the property. So your people were aware as far back as 2023 that there was a problem with the soffit. Go to number 7.
Right here.
It's right there. So
Magistrate, I'm sorry, but it doesn't specify what section, upper southeast, lower southeast. We thought it was the whole soffit, and that we've been working on the soffit since then. We have contracts with contractor, the permit process, everything. It's not like we didn't want to fix it, and we've been working on the whole building. Not just that, we've been working on everything that was listed that we needed to get done.
Well, I have this case right now in front of me, and it has to do with the soffit. And to me, it's pretty clear on the housing inspection report what needed to be done. If you want to know the specific, location, I think all you have to do is walk around the building and notice it. It's pretty clear on the pictures.
No, not really, sir. If you see the soffit, if you would have walked the catwalk, the soffit, you would have seen that the catwalk soffit was actually having an issue, and it was coming down, and it had a crack. So it wasn't specific if it was up by the roof or was it in the catwalk, and that's what I'm trying to make clear. It wasn't like we were not trying to do the repairs, because obviously the association is always wanting to do whatever needs to get done. And we've been working on that. It wasn't
done here. The case was heard. The special magistrate Cazal entered an order. I have to presume that she heard all the facts and everybody was given an opportunity to be heard. and everything was discussed, and I'm not going to second guess what a prior special magistrate ordered. So the only remedy that I have right now is to ratify the fines as of the abatement date. If you feel that you've been wronged or that you would like mitigation, you can always, there's a department in the city that will help you. But I am going to ratify the fines, and my order will be that based on the testimony of the city's code enforcement officer, the photographs, all the evidence that I've heard, including the entire court file, which I've reviewed diligently, I find that the property has been out of compliance since the abatement date of May 22nd, 2024. I find in favor of the city and hereby ratifying the fines accrued to date in the amount of $250 a day and assessed costs in favor of the city. These fines shall continue to run on a daily basis until there is compliance. That's my ruling.
Magistrate, you said the ratified fines was at 250. Here it's at 5. On the
That is ridiculous for a mesh. It really is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm gonna shut off your phone if you keep arguing with me. Okay.
I went ahead and muted her, Magistrate.
Okay. All right. That is correct. I'm sorry. I was looking at the prior case, the number 15. Yes, the fine is $500 per day, beginning on May 22nd, as per Judge Casal's order. And those fines will continue to accrue on a daily basis until there is compliance. And again, we are discussing the missing soffit wire mesh, which was clearly identified in the housing inspection report. It is noted in the photographs that are part of the file, and anybody that wants to look for the issue can readily find it. This is not a hidden problem. This is out in the open. So, I'm not going to overrule what a special magistrate has already determined to be that there is a violation and a finding of guilt. So having said that, I'm ready to move to number 17, which is the same condominium.
Yes, sir. Jaime is the officer here. If you can give your testimony, Jamie.
Good morning, Inspector Jorge. For the business tax receipt, it was previously found guilty. There's still no compliance because they're not able to apply for the BTO, the business tax receipt order certificate of use, until they finish the work. So no compliance.
And there is a prior finding of guilt.
Yes, sir.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, Ms. Johnson, do you have a business tax receipt, a BTR, on this property?
We do not have it due to the fact that we cannot get clearance from the fire department, and it's part of the fire alarm panel that is being worked on.
Okay, so it's the fire department's fault why you don't have a BTR?
It's the fire alarm panel. Yes, they gave us a violation, and until it's cleared, they won't give us the certificate that the city of North Miami needs in order to give the business tax receipt, in order to get the occupational certificate and all of that. It's all combined together.
Okay, Inspector Jorge?
Yes, sir.
What's going on with the fire department?
That's beyond me. I really don't know.
Okay, does anybody know what's going on with the fire department?
Special Magistrate, may I?
Yes, sure.
Typically, that process takes place within the building department. Basically, what we're checking for is that business tax receipt applied for? Do they have a certificate of use? If the answer in our records is that they don't have it, most of these cases, they're a couple of years old, and we're just coming back on those lists. So as of now, the information that we would have privy to within my department would be whether or not they have the business tax receipt or the certificate of use. I'm not, too familiar in terms of the complete process, but I know that the fire department would definitely have something to say in regards to that, and there may be something that they may or may not be answering, but it's part of what they would have to give to the building department.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
I'm sorry. The building department per se doesn't deal directly with the fire department. That's Miami-Dade County. So when they're applying for their local business tax and a certificate of use, they have to go to Miami-Dade County to get that process done and then come back to the city, to the zoning department to submit those documentation. It's not directly with the building department unless they need a permit for certain things. Now, a fire alarm, it would go simultaneously with the building department and the fire department, depending on what the fire department is requiring them to do. That information is not relayed to us because the systems does not talk to each other. Miami-Dade County and North Miami system does not talk to each other. So any items that needs to be addressed with the fire department, if they need any help or any assistance, they can come over and I can answer their questions, but most of the things they need to deal directly with Miami-Dade County Fire Department.
Exactly. That's what we're doing.
Well, I'm looking at the annual housing inspection report that I just referred to before, and under item 1, fire safety, it seems like everything passed.
It's the fire alarm. I can show you the violation from the city. The Department of Miami-Dade, the fire department, is actually not giving us the certificate that they're supposed to give us, the permit by the city of the fire department city that we're supposed to have, and it's because of the current violation with the fire alarm. The fire alarm is getting replaced and brought up to code now due to the insufficiency that the fire alarm, when it was presented, a year ago, back in the beginning of January 2024, we presented a permit with the city of Miami fire department, and at that time it was just for a repair. They would not allow the repair, and they said that we had to replace the system. So we started the process with the permit. The contractor did some things, and the association had to go back and get more bids, get another contractor, because this contractor said that with that repair everything would be taken care of. Obviously, you don't have it because it's Miami-Dade County Fire Department. I can provide that to Inspector George if he wants, our current violation, and also the plans that have been submitted for the fire alarm so that he can see that we've been in process. But unless we get that, we can't apply for the certificate of use, which then hence is with the business tax receipt. All is combined with this paperwork that I need to get in order to get that.
Okay, I just need clarification from the city. When you look at the annual report, everything under fire safety, including fire alarms, fire certifications, control panel, pull stations, fire doors, everything passed. So what did not pass that is not noted here?
Okay, that's a question for housing, that inspector who goes out. That's not the building department. They're dealing with code enforcement. They do the annual housing inspection. Now, as far as the Miami-Dade County failing her for the fire alarm, going back to that, only thing I can speak on for what I can understand and what she's doing now, she have to, if they failed her and told her that their alarm cannot be repaired, it needs to be replaced, she needs to submit a permit process to us and also submit plans to Miami-Dade County. So she should have two processes, one with us, which is not in our system, and with Miami-Dade County Fire. Once she get her permit approved and she pay for that permit with Miami-Dade County Fire, should come back to us and give us a copy of those plans, and we'll process it in our system.
Okay.
So
Do you want
we don't have anything.
Okay, I get
I have deputy attorney that raised her hand.
Okay, Madam Attorney? Yes, go ahead.
Just wanted to weigh in. So the prerequisite to get a business tax receipt is a fire inspection by Miami-Dade County. Obviously, Miami-Dade County is notifying the property owner that it does not meet Miami-Dade County fire safety code and that they are not going to authorize the city to issue a business tax receipt because in their opinion, it should not be operational. So the city doesn't have any say in that process. That is between the property owner and Miami-Dade County, because the city, does not have a fire department. We do not have anyone here that is authorized to enforce the fire code. That would be Miami-Dade County. And the onus is on the property owner to take care of all the prerequisites needed to get the business tax receipt. And that has not been done in over a year.
And like I said, we did apply last year for the permit for the repairs that the contractor at that time was Premier Fire Systems. He said that with the repair, it would be okay. And then the city, the fire department, Miami-Dade, and I do have a process, a number for that, the permitting, said, no, you have to replace the fire alarm system, at which point the association went out and bidded the job, and we have another company. And I do have the plans. I can email them to Mr. George that have been already with the engineer, had to redo all the plans for the fire alarm to bring the whole system up to code, because now they're requiring certain different things that before the building didn't have. And I have that right now. And I believe they might have a process number with the fire department, at which point I think that they should be applying at the same time. I don't know when, but shortly they should be already with the city of North Miami as well. But it's been a long thing because it's been a back and forth with the previous contractor.
Yeah, it's been a long thing because some people, I'm not suggesting you had anything to do with it, but some people have been dragging their feet and ignoring the orders of the special magistrate. And as we said before, this is already way past what Judge Cazal, Magistrate Cazal felt was the right time within which you had to correct the problems. And so because there is already an order with findings of fact, which I cannot overrule, I am going to ratify the fines as I did with the prior case, and based on the testimony of the city's code enforcement officer and the photographs and evidence presented, that their property is still out of compliance, even though the abatement date was May 22nd, 2024, for a business tax receipt. There is no business tax receipt. For whatever reason, there is no business tax receipt, and it is illegal in the city of North Miami to operate a condominium association without a business tax receipt. So I ratify the fines accrued to date in the amount of $500 and assess costs in favor of the city. The fines shall continue to run on a daily basis until there is compliance. If you do not agree with my order, there are ways that you can either mitigate it or file an appeal with the circuit court. But that's my order. Yes, somebody.
Yes, Magistrate. I was saying if that order is for 17 as well as for 18, since it's for the CU.
I will make the same order, since it is the same amount, the same abatement date, and the certificate of use runs concurrently with the business tax receipt. I will enter the same order based on a different section of the code, which is 29-3215, 29-3215. The business tax receipt code section is 1119. So yes, as to both, I enter the same order.
Thank you.
Next case.
All right, the next case we're going to call is item number 4 on the agenda. Item number 4 is Benjamin Antonio Panimo and Molina. Case number is CEBPR 2023-00921. The officer on this case is Brentley Daniel. I will go ahead and invite Mr. Benjamin to speak. Mr. Benjamin, please accept the invitation. And once you accept the invitation, please enable your audio and video. All right, Benjamin, we need to be able to see you.
Can you see him now?
No, we cannot. He needs to click on the video icon.
Okay, the video, not that icon, the video. Where would that be at? I'm sorry, I'm just
It's a little image of a video camera. You
Yeah.
need to click on that.
un video de una cámara.
Ok, ahí está.
Hold on.
Okay, we see Benjamin in a red shirt. Now, do you need an interpreter?
I'm his friend, but if you do have an interpreter, it would probably be a lot easier for him to understand.
Okay, we do have one. All right, so interpreter, if you can enable your audio so I can do the swearing. All right, Mr. Benjamin, please raise your right hand.
Sí.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do. Interpreter?
Sí, puede decir, lo están haciendo el juramento, señor. Yo soy Daniel, su intérprete, y sí puede decir que sí.
Sí.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Sir, your correct legal name is Benjamin Antonio.
Su nombre legal es Benjamín Antonio, ¿correcto?
Sí.
Yes.
Who is Panameno Molina?
¿Quién es Panameno Molina?
Es mi apellido, mi primer apellido y mi segundo apellido, Panameno Molina.
Panameno is first last name, Molina second last name, Your Honor.
Okay, so your full name is Benjamín Antonio Panameno Molina.
Su nombre completo legal es Benjamín Antonio Panameno Molina.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, I thought we were talking. I thought it was two different people. Okay, now I understand.
Pensé
Okay.
que eran dos personas, pero ya entiendo.
Okay. Do you understand why you were summoned to come to this meeting?
¿Usted entiende por qué solicitaron que viniera esta audiencia?
Sí, entiendo.
I understand.
And you are the owner of the property at 1545 Northwest 130th Street.
Usted es el propietario del 1545 Northwest de la calle 15, ¿verdad?
El 1545, sí, de la calle 130.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor, 1545 Northwest 130th Street.
Did you perform any work on those premises?
¿Usted hizo algún tipo de trabajo en esa propiedad?
Sí, nosotros compramos la propiedad hace como 2 años, aproximadamente.
Okay. Dígame.
Tiene permiso.
Sí, el dueño anterior nos dejó con el problema de las ventanas, pero sí hay un permiso para el tema de las ventanas.
Yes, I did work on those premises. We bought the property 2 years ago, but the previous owner left some issues with the windows, and we do have a permit for that.
Only windows?
Solamente ventanas.
Tenemos en la parte de una estructura en el carport y una pérgola, que tenemos el permiso para la pérgola y tenemos el permiso para la parte del carport, que es una estructura que se está haciendo en la propiedad.
Okay.
Sí.
Okay, pero solamente ventana y la pérgola, ¿correcto?
Ventana y la pérgola, y aquí en el papel que me dejó el señor inspector dice window, que son y estructura, dice.
Okay.
Ajá.
Okay.
Tenemos el permiso para tenemos el permiso para la pérgola, tenemos el permiso para la parte del garaje, que es el carport, que se está trabajando. Y estamos trabajando en el permiso de las ventanas, porque el dueño anterior nos dejó con el problema de la casa, que es la cuestión de las ventanas, y nosotros las estamos terminando de legalizar.
We have a permit.
Go ahead.
We have the permit for the pergola, for the garage, the carpool, and we're working on the permit of the windows. Once again, the previous owner left us the issues with the windows.
What about the door?
¿Qué tal la puerta?
La puerta es una puerta existente desde que nosotros compramos la casa. Esa puerta no se ha cambiado.
That's an existing door, and we haven't worked on it.
All right. When you say you have a permit, do you have a permit with you now that you can show us?
Usted dice que tiene un permiso. ¿Trae el permiso con usted que nos pueda mostrar?
Sí, trae el permiso, por favor.
Yes.
Tengo el permiso conmigo, el de la pérgola. El del carpo está en la ventana de la casa puesto, como lo tengo conmigo.
Okay. I have the pergola permit with me. The permit for the carpool is attached to the carpool.
Pero tenemos el número de permiso también.
But I do have the number for the permit.
Has it been approved? Have you gotten a CO from the city?
¿Ha sido aprobado? ¿Ya recibió el CO de la ciudad?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, so Inspector...
Tenemos el permiso de la...
Inspector Daniel. The inspector is Daniel Brentley.
All right, Danny, are we in two different universes here? He says he's done. He's got his CO, his permits, everything's wonderful. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, everyone. Inspector Daniel with the City of North Miami. When I initially opened the case back in 2023, I did notice that there were new windows installed. They were doing some construction work in the rear of the property. So I did take those pictures, issued a violation. Now, as far as the case history is concerned, he did apply for a variance. As I'm looking on Eden at this moment, variance application for setbacks. It was initially canceled back in August of 2024, and it got finalized January 16th of 2025. But that's the only variance that I'm showing in the system as far as the address history. There's no variance that I'm able to see. Maybe the building department can confirm if they have an updated system more recent than mine. I don't see anything for the windows. So
you don't get variances for code violations. Okay. So with all due respect, he may have applied for a permit to get a variance for a setback. That's fine, but we're not here about a setback. We're here about work without a permit. And my question is, did he apply for a building permit? Does he even have a process number? And if he has a process number, then what's the next step?
I don't see any. As far as for the windows is concerned, I don't see any permits at this moment, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Mr. Acuna, yes, please explain to Benjamin what the inspector just explained, that all he has is an application for a variance, and that there is no application for the windows, the doors, the pergola, and they show nothing in the computer.
Magistrate?
Yes.
Magistrate, sorry to interrupt. We do have the building official, Officer Pressy here, who did raise her hand in regards to this. If she can probably comment, and maybe she checked first before we ask Mr. Benjamin.
Okay, so he do have the permit for the pergola and the carport. The permit is good to July of 2025. Now, as far as the windows permit, it has expired. He needs to come in to renew that permit. That permit for the windows is no permit for the door. So we don't have a permit for the door, but he's saying the door is assistant. I have to double check that, but we don't have the door. I have to check a couple of things to see how the original door looked. Now, as far as the windows, it's expired. The homeowner need to come in to renew that permit. And as far as the terrace in the back and the pergola, he does have permit on file and is active until July.
Okay. So he has a building permit for the pergola, the patio, but no building permit for the window or the door.
Correct.
Yeah, the window needs to be renewed. The pergola he has, and the door there is no permit based on what Ms. Percy said.
Okay. Mr. Interpreter, if you want, I can repeat what the building official said, but basically what it shows is that there's a window for the patio which expires on July 25 if no work is done, if it's not finalized. But there is no permit for windows or doors. Can you explain that to him?
Yes, Your Honor. Hay un permiso que vence julio del 25 para lo que es el pérgalo y el patio, que si no se termina para ese entonces va a vencer.
Sí,
El de la ventana ya está vencido, tiene que ir usted como propietario a renovar, pero no hay permiso para la puerta. En este momento no hay permiso para la ventana ni puerta.
Sí, en estos momentos estamos haciendo un cambio de contratista para las ventanas porque el contratista anterior cerró la compañía y nos dejó el permiso en ese estado. Entonces nosotros tenemos un nuevo contratista para lo que es las ventanas y estamos trabajando en eso para actualizarlo.
Okay. Mr. Benjamin is stating that there was a contractor for the windows, but he closed his business. So right now they're working with another contractor, and they're going to renew the permit for the windows.
Okay, so I get it. So as to the pergolas, the patio area, you have until July 25th to do the work. So at this moment, you're not in violation.
Para el pérgalo tiene hasta julio del 25 para terminarlo. En este momento no está usted en violación.
Okay. As to the windows and the doors, how much time do you need to get that permitted and the work completed?
Sobre las ventanas y la puerta, ¿cuánto tiempo necesita usted para que obtenga el permiso y hacer el trabajo?
Lo que es la puerta, yo no estaba enterado sinceramente de que la puerta estaba en violación. La puerta yo nunca trabajamos en la puerta. La puerta cuando se compró la casa es la misma puerta que está actualmente. Pero si tengo que cambiarla y poner una puerta nueva, nosotros hacemos el permiso.
Okay. La pregunta, señor, es que si cuánto tiempo necesita para sacar permiso de la puerta y ventana y terminar el trabajo.
Let me save some time because I understood his answer. Okay. Let me rephrase my question. I don't know, unless code tells me otherwise, that you need to put in a new door. You may have to get the door permitted? That's the question I'll ask the inspector. So explain that to him, that the issue with the door is not that he needs a new door. It's that has not been reviewed and permitted.
Okay. El problema con la puerta, señor, no es que usted tenga que poner una puerta nueva.
Okay.
Simplemente no ha sido revisada y no está con el permiso.
Okay.
Okay.
Está bien.
He's saying that the door is original, that he never changed it. That's the original door that the house came with.
Sí, la puerta es una puerta original que está desde antes.
The windows he doesn't.
Le vamos a enviar la información para necesito más o menos como 2 meses para terminar con el cuestión de las ventanas y la puerta.
Okay. All right. I got my answer. He needs 2 months on the windows, but can I get an interpretation or a statement by code on what he needs to do about the door? Is there something wrong with it, or it was put without a permit, or do you need a permit to change the door?
You do need a permit to change the door.
Que es la original. He says that it's the original.
Maybe he painted it.
¿Tú la pintaste por eso?
Sí, está pintada.
Yeah, he painted it. He said it's the original door that came with the house. He just painted it.
All right, this is what we're going to do. Within that 60-day period, the code inspector is going to go out there when you're done with the windows and take a look at the door. And if it's the original permitted door for which there was a CO issued at some point, then we'll see if it complies. If there's an issue with the door, then 60 days from now, we'll find out. So, Mr. Interpreter, just say, interpret what I said.
Ok, señor Benjamín, eso es lo que va a pasar. Al final de los 60 días, señor, va a ir el inspector, va a revisar las ventanas y va a revisar si es la puerta original.
Okay.
Si llega a haber algún problema, ¿verdad? Que con la puerta le van a dejar saber y va a ser el código CO.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so based on the testimony of the city's code compliance officer, having heard from the building official as well, the photographs and the evidence presented depicting that the cited violations as to the window and possibly the door still exist, and that proper notice has been given. Property owner has testified, I find in favor of the city. Enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of 60 days, that is through April 18th, 2025. In the event that there is non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $250 until the violation is abated.
Ok, señor, se le dio, ¿verdad?, el aviso apropiado para que usted arregle lo que tiene que arreglar.
Sí.
Va a haber, ¿verdad?, tiene hasta el día 18 de abril del 2025 para cumplir, ¿verdad?, con los requisitos, y hay la violación de 250 por día hasta que lo haga.
Wait, Mr. Interpreter, he's going to get that wrong.
Okay.
Okay. The $250 fine will begin on April 18th of 2025.
Okay.
If, but only if, there's no compliance.
Okay. Disculpe, señor. Los $250 van a entrar a partir de el 18 de abril si no cumple usted.
Sí, nosotros estamos trabajando en eso para poder cumplir.
We're working on that to comply.
Okay, there is no fine today.
Ahorita no hay multa.
There is no fine today. The fine will start only if you do not complete the work by April 18th.
La multa va a empezar solamente si usted no termina el trabajo para el 18 de abril.
Ajá, pero estamos hablando solo de las ventanas, ¿verdad? Y de la puerta.
We're only talking about the windows and door, right?
Right, because you have already applied for a permit for the patio, which is still valid until July of this year.
Correcto, señor, porque usted ya tiene el permiso para el patio que es bueno hasta julio del 2025.
So, if the work is done on the patio and approved by July 25th, then you're good.
Si el trabajo se hace y es aprobado para julio 25, va a estar bien.
Sí, sí, creo que sí, creemos que sí.
Okay.
Okay, all right. I'm ready to hear the next case.
Sí, pregunta.
I have a question.
Si necesitara más tiempo por el que la ventana se haya atrasado, el permiso se haya atrasado por algún motivo de fabricación de la ventana, por motivo de que la ciudad se demore un poco en aprobarme, ¿qué podría hacer?
In case there's a delay with the permit, with windows, the manufacturer, what can I do?
And my answer is talk to the inspector.
Mi respuesta es que hable con el inspector.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
All right.
We're done.
All right, the next case. The next case we're going to hear is item number 21, Venice Del Mar Homeowners Association, case number CEZCU 2023-00761. The officer on this case is Jonathan Lemestre. I also have Joanna Clark here representing this case as well. Miss Joanna, if you can please accept the invitation and raise your right hand and enable your audio and visual. Mr. Benjamin, you can leave.
Ya puede irte, dice.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
All right.
Good morning.
Joanna, thank you. Good morning. If you can please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Please say I do.
I do.
All right. Ma'am, for the record, please tell us your full name, your address, and your relationship to the property.
My name is Johanna Clark. I am the property manager for Vecino Del Mar, located at 2350 Northeast 135th Street, North Miami. I am not on Sunbiz. I am the property manager from First Service Residential.
That was going to be my next question. You're not an officer, director?
No, sir.
Okay, the registered agent is Haber Law?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of people that are part of the association. I'm looking at the pictures that are part of the file. I'm familiar with the property, and the only question that I ask of you is, do you have a certificate of use for the property? And if not, why not?
I do not have the certificate of use for North Miami. I have obtained already the one for Miami-Dade County. I am currently under the DERM approval section to be able to get it. It's currently, I just checked it now while waiting. It's pending supervisor approval. Not sure why, but it was denied on the DERM side. Once I get that, then I can go and finish the process on the city of North Miami side.
The building has never had a certificate of use in the city of North Miami?
That's what surprised me as well, which is why I had to start the whole process all over.
Do you need to go through zoning as well?
I did earlier last year to be able to get, because they didn't register us as a condominium. I wasn't sure why not, so I had to start. I started everything from scratch again, and I had to prove the building's 50 years old. So everything is brand new for Vecino Del Mar as of last year. a new certificate of use with Miami-Dade County, a new DERM approval from the county as well. But I do have my life safety permits. Those are good.
Do you have a BTR?
No, I can't get that until I don't get the North Miami CU.
Okay, and I don't see a violation for that from the city, but I'm sure you'll get the BTR as soon as you get your certificate of use. Let me hear from the inspector. Inspector Lemestre?
Good morning, everyone. Inspector Jonathan Lemestre for the City of North Miami Neighborhood Services Department. On February 6, 2023, I opened a notice of violation to Vecino Del Mar condominium for not obtaining their certificate of use. I posted the notice of violation, and I also sent a certified letter to the mailing address. And as of this morning, like Joanna said, the condominium does not have their certificate of use, nor their business tax receipt as well.
Okay. Why didn't you issue a BTR violation?
Business tax receipt violation is open. It's just I didn't put it into this magistrate hearing.
Okay. So how much time do you need to finish up with DERM?
I sent them another message asking what I need to be able to get it approved, because I've done everything they've asked for. Revised the letter twice already, so I'm not sure exactly what my next steps are. I'm waiting for their response, but I'm hoping within less than 30 days.
DERM has jurisdiction because of water and sewer issues, or just
Correct.
normal stuff?
I'm assuming it's the water and sewer issue. It's part of the application process for City of North Miami that I need that.
Mr. Lemestre, any safety issues, anything that you saw wrong that needs to be addressed?
When I did my inspection, I didn't observe any life safety issues at the property. I just went there for the certificate of use and the BTR.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna knowing how DERM works, and they're slow as molasses, and I understand your frustration. I'm going to give you 60 days to get your act together, both on the BTR and the certificate of use, which basically go together. You can't get one without the other. So based on the unrebutted testimony, although I'm not citing you, this hearing today is on the certificate of use, but I would encourage you to also get a BTR once you have the certificate of use in place. Right. So based on the unrebutted testimony of the city's code compliance officer and the evidence presented depicting that the cited violations still exist, proper notice has been given. I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of 60 days, which is April 18th. In the event of non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $250 until the violation is abated. So hopefully DERM will move a little quicker. You got to stay on top of them. If there's a problem, speak to the inspector, and maybe the two of you can work it out. If you need like an extra 10 days, don't bring it before me. Just go ahead and give her a little extra time if needed. Okay? Yes, all right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Okay.
All right, Magistrate. I do have a Steve Morin here, but I've been trying to communicate with them through the chat, and they have not responded. Steve, if you can please let us know what case, property address you are here for, and accept the invitation that I just sent you.
If not, let's proceed with the next case. If
Steve is the only one left in the attendees. Steve, he's here, but we need to be able to see you and hear you. Okay, now we need your video, Mr. Morin. Okay, Hello. Can you please let us know what case you are here for? or the property owner?
Earth, Wind, and Fire, LLC.
No, that's a band.
Okay, Earth Wind LLC. Okay.
Earth Wind LLC.
All
Number 6.
Magistrate, that's item number 6 on the agenda. Let me go ahead and read it into records. We have item number 6, Earth Wind LLC, case number CEBPR 2024-00090. The officer on this case is Jaime George. Mr. Steve, would you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Maureen, your full name, address, and relationship to the property, please.
My full name is Stephen Andrew Moran. My address is 8551 West Sunrise Boulevard, Suite 206, Plantation, Florida, 33322. I am the permit and real estate services provider for Bank United. I've been filing the permits for this violation.
Okay, this is the Bank United on Biscayne and 123rd Street, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I happened to have driven by there Saturday while I was attending an event. I almost felt like driving in to check it out myself, but I decided not to. I'm familiar with the building. It's a nice, beautiful structure, except that you got a storage facility in the back with the name Bank United, use only. And the city charges you with the violation of Section 532, which requires a building permit for the dumpster enclosure. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir. We have filed for that permit, sir. We
Okay,
have
I'm
not
looking.
received approval.
Is that a snake on the ground there next to the dumpster? I mean, what is that stuff? See what I'm?
That's a stick. That's just a stick. It's no snake.
That's a stick. It looks like a snake. Okay. If it was a snake, it would, we would be having a different conversation. All right. So, sir, you had a permit before that expired, and now it has to be renewed, or what's the issue there?
No, it's current. It's under plan review. The process number is BLDG 0-2024-003093. And we have some plan review comments that we submitted for on several occasions. The architect, Patrick Vallant, has tried to visit the building department to talk to the reviewers. The zoning reviewer that was in charge of this is no longer with the city, and the reviewer from building that he tried to meet with is no longer with the city. We were given a field inspector's name to discuss this matter. They had requested an as-built certificate for the dumpster enclosure, which was submitted and subsequently had some comments provided. I believe we are down to 2 comments that need to be addressed in order to get the permit issued.
Okay, how much time do you need?
I would say 45 days.
Okay, I'll give you 60. How's that?
That'll be great. Thank you, sir.
Okay, does Bank United own the building, or it's owned by?
They're the leasehold tenant.
Okay, just as full disclosure, I happen to have an account at Bank United. I don't believe that would be a conflict, and I would recuse myself if I felt that it was. But I would go ahead and rule that based on the city's code compliance officer's testimony, the photographs, the testimony that I've heard from the property manager, I find that the violation for the dumpster still exists. Let me see. And therefore, I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of 60 days, April 18th. In the event of non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $250 until the violation is abated. So to explain in simple English is that you're not being cited today. I'm giving you 60 days to get your permit. And then after 60 days, I reserve the right to impose a daily fine of $250 if there is no compliance. Should there be some last-minute emergency that prevents you from getting a permit, I would encourage you to talk to the inspector and Inspector George, and I'm sure that he'll give you a few extra days if necessary. So I appreciate your candor, your being present, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time.
And just for the record, what item was that? Number 6?
That 6, yes.
Okay. Earth, Wind. All right. Interesting name. They should have called it Earth, Wind, and Fire. All right. Okay. What's the next? I guess the others are non-contested? Or...
Yes, sir. I did have someone reach out to me through the chat. We'll go, before I go in order, we can start with item number 3. AHDS Ocean Kings LLC, case number FYBRR 2020000076. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Smith with an abatement date of November 14, 2021. Fine was set at $1,000 plus the $100 cost assessment. There was a Ms. Gigi. If you are still online, Ms. Gigi, if you can enable your audio and video. Okay, Ms. Gigi is here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And the officer on this case is Shawnee Pressey. Ms. Gigi, if you can please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Please restate your name, address, and your relationship to the property.
First name, Gigi Seraphin. Property is AHDS Ocean King, located at 14560 Northeast 6th Avenue. I am the property manager.
All right. This property goes back a long while.
I understand.
We're talking about, let's see, you were found guilty. I don't even remember. I think it was November of 2021. And that's because you did not comply with the 40-year recertification, right?
As per my understanding, you're correct.
Okay, why not?
As for the previous owners, they were working on it and they sold the building, resold the building, and now again is in the process of closing with a new owner. As per the new owners coming in, they should be signing for the closing by the end of Friday of this week, and they will bring all the violation for the 40 years and up to date according to them. It's also have the engineering letter ready, and they are ready to move forward as soon as they close Friday.
Well, I would suggest to the closing agent to withhold money to pay for the violations that I'm about to impose, because they're buying into a property that the owner, the new owner, or the purchaser should well know is in violation. So they should charge the prior owner the penalties that I'm about to impose, because I'm tired of waiting, and the city's tired of waiting, and my orders are being ignored, and that's not a good thing. And they're sending you, instead of coming in themselves to explain to me why it's taken so long and whether they're going to withhold money in escrow to pay for these violations. And I find that their actions, by ignoring my order since 2021, are in bad faith. And the 40-year recertification law, which is a county ordinance incorporated in the city of North Miami, is designed to protect the public from what happened in Surfside 2 or 3 years ago. And you cannot treat those violations like a jaywalking ticket or a littering ticket. These are serious violations. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to ratify the fines based on the testimony that I've heard, and find that the property has been out of compliance since November 14th, 2021. And I will, again, find in favor of the city, ratify the fines accrued to date in the amount of $1,000 a day, and assess costs in favor of the city. The fines shall continue to run on a daily basis until there is compliance. So I would urge you and perhaps the city to advise the new owner, if at all, if you can, that they're buying a building that is subject to extensive fines that have been levied against it for failing to comply with the 40-year recertification. In the meantime, if the building official is present, I see Officer Pressy, I would suggest to you that it's almost time to take them to the Unsafe Structures Board and revoke whatever license they have and do whatever, take whatever remedies the Unsafe Structures Board deems necessary because of their failure to file the 40-year recertification, which is now 4 years ago. So you have my suggestion, authority, permission to take this property to the Unsafe Structures Board.
Will do. Noted.
Okay. So with that, there's nothing more to be said about that property.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Thank you, Magistrate. Interpreters, you may leave. As of 11:12, the interpreters may sign off.
Thank you, interpreters. Good work.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Thank everybody.
All right. We're going to move forward with item number 1.
We need to sign off Ms. Serafin.
Oh, okay. 1 second. All right, perfect. All right, we'll start with item number 1, 1525 Northeast 125 Street, Prestige Point. Case number is CEGMP 2023-00169. The officer on this case is Brentley Daniel.
Let me hear from the officer.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Inspector Daniel with the City of North Miami. I initially opened the violation back in July of 2023 in reference to stagnant water that was coming out of a pipe, and that stagnant water would inhabit mosquitoes. So I went ahead, opened the violation, took pictures, posted the property, and as of my last reinspection, the violation was not cured.
All right, I've seen the pictures. It looks like there's a broken pipe in there somewhere, which may cause another violation if there's a broken pipe. But in the meantime, since there's nobody present, I see the standing water, and it definitely breeds mosquitoes. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the city's code compliance officer, the photographs and the evidence presented depicting that the violation still exists, proper notice has been given. I find in favor of the city. Enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of 30 days. That's March 14th. In the event of non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $350 until the violation is abated.
All right. Item number 2 is 400 Northeast 137th Street, Prestige Vista. Case number is FYBRR 2021-00109. The officer on this case is Shawnee Pressey.
For that case, for 400 Northeast 137th Street, they did submit to me the report this week, so I'm actually reviewing the report. I just can ask to postpone it. I guess you already gave him a abatement date to March 14th for make sure that everything is in compliance before we could bring it back to court. I guess if I can review the
it was brought to court before, Shawnee?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Not this building.
Okay.
No, I think from reading the file, basically they had met all the requirements, except that the city insisted on some type of photograph or thermography or some technical picture of something. I don't know what that is. Have they complied with that?
He brought it to me, so that's the only thing is pending left, which I have it. He brought it to me this week, so that's what I'm going over right now.
Okay. It didn't seem like it was a life safety issue. It just seemed like they needed to prove that, bring a picture of something.
Yeah, so the infrared report is another requirement that Miami-Dade County is enforcing with the the recertification reports now. So he just had to bring me that report, which he did this week. So that's what I'm going over. If everything is good, he'll be having his compliance letter.
Okay, I'll dismiss the case then.
Okay.
All right. The next case we're going to hear is item number 5. Dietrich Val and Romelito Charles. Case number is CEMIS 2023-00144. The officer on this case is Jonathan Lemestre.
Good morning, everyone. Inspector Jonathan Lemestre from the City of North Miami Neighborhood Services Department. This violation is in regard to their violation of their certificate of use. On February 6, 2023, I opened a notice of violation in regard to the business operating outside of their use by parking their vehicles outside of their property, in the streets, in the sidewalks, and in the city swales. I posted the notice of violation. I also sent a certified letter to the business. I also spoke to a representative from the business who stated that he's not operating a business, but as you can see from the photos, he is. I believe he's still operating J&J Car Lot. As of the final inspection date, the business is.
Can someone please mute?
Be quiet.
It's for a hearing, so that way.
Yeah. Cindy, mute your thing.
They still haven't called me.
Folks, you need to.
Cynthia, can you mute your? I'll mute it. Never mind. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I apologize. So the violation still stands. The vehicles are still parked on the city swales, on the sidewalk, and the business is still operating.
Okay. I've seen all the pictures.
Yes,
there are a number of motor vehicles that don't even have a license tag, which to me indicates that they're being sold to somebody. It looks to me like there is a business going on with that many cars. Is this zoned residential or is it zoned commercial, mixed? What is the zoning? Do you know?
It's zone C1, so it's commercial. It's a mixed use. Residents stay at that house. Well, it's a commercial property, but residents do stay there.
Well, that's a lot of cars. If they're not doing business, that's a lot of cars, and many of them don't have license tags on them. And looking at one of the pictures right here. Anyway, I agree with you. If they disagreed, they should have been here. So, based on the unrebutted testimony of the city's code compliance officer and the photographs presented depicting that the cited violations still exist, that proper notice has been given, I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of 30 days, March 14th. In the event of non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $350 until the violation is abated.
Thank you, sir.
Director Last, did you want to say something?
No, I was just looking.
Okay. No, I thought because you unmuted yourself. Okay, never mind. All right, we're going to move on to item number 7 through item number 10. This is for Isidore Corp. Item number 7 is Isidore Corp, case number MHVIO 2023-01144. Item number 8 is Isidore Corp, case number MHVIO 2023-01148. Item number 9, Isidore Corp, case number MHVIO 2023-01149. Item number 10, Isidore Corp, MHVIO 2023-01151. The officer on this case is Brentley Daniel.
Officer, we're going to deal with all of them.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because basically all the cases that I've reviewed, they all show the same thing. Basically a fence, some metal fence that really needs repairs and paint. And tell me what you found when you went to the site.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Inspector Daniel with the City of North Miami. When I conducted the annual housing inspection back on July 23rd, 2023, the picture that you're seeing here, there was a pool that was there, but the pool is no longer there. But the railings that surround the pool, you can see that the paint is chipping or fading. And I issued a violation, posted the property, mailed the violation to the property as well, to the registered agent. And as of my most recent reinspection, no compliance was met.
Okay, you took some pictures of the stairways. Anything wrong with the steps?
Well, at that initial time, there were no treads or risers on the steps, but they have since complied with that.
You spoke to the owner?
I did. Well, not necessarily the property owner. There was someone who was managing the property for the owner. Him and I had a conversation. We spoke at length, but this was a while back, and he made subtle repairs to the property. It's just these outstanding violations. There have not been any compliance.
Is this it looks like a rental property. There are like 10 units there?
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay, I see 10 post office boxes here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on the first one, which deals with the railings, I find that based on the testimony of the officer and the photographs and evidence presented, the cited violations still exist. Proper notice has been given. I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of 30 days. March 14th. In the event of non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $350 until the violation is abated. As I said before, I encourage all property owners to appear, whether they're guilty, not guilty, or in between. It doesn't do you any good to just ignore these cases and think that you're going to turn out well. You would do much better if you came and presented at least some evidence of goodwill. Okay, so on the next one, which is BTR, tell me whether they have obtained a BTR or not.
No, Your Honor. As recent as my most reinspection, when I checked, they have not even submitted an application.
Okay. So based on your testimony, Mr. Code Officer, and the evidence that you presented, depicting that the cited violation still exists, proper notice has been given, I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of 30 days through March 14th. In the event of non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $350 until the violation is abated. The next one is certificate of use.
Same
Do they
thing, Your
have a
Honor.
certificate of use?
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the city's code compliance officer and the evidence presented depicting that the violation still exists, proper notice has been given. I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of 30 days. March 14th. In the event of non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $350 until the violation is abated.
All right, and the last one, number 10.
Did you post something on the screen that's taking up my whole screen? Let me see if I can get rid of. Can you
I'll stop sharing. Let me stop sharing.
Can you stop? Yeah, that way I can see everybody. Okay. All right. So we are now in
Number
item
10.
Number 10. An extermination report. I assume that during the course of conducting an annual housing inspection, you determined that they had not submitted an extermination report, which is a violation of section 5-28 parentheses 2. Have they presented you with a recent extermination report?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Still waiting.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the city's code compliance officer and the evidence presented depicting that the cited violation still exists, proper notice has been given. I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of 30 days through March 14th, 2025. In the event of non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $350 until the violation is abated. And finally,
11 was postponed.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, that was postponed. We'll bring that back at the next meeting. And so what is the next item?
Item number 12, Joanne J. Parker Trust, Case number is CEBPR 2023-00807. The officer on this case is Jamie. Magistrate, I'll have to put up the photo so it'll block your view of everyone again.
Okay. Let me see if I have the photos. Yes, I have the photos. But that's okay. You can show them if you want.
Jamie George, you're the officer.
Good morning, Inspector Jamie for the City of North Miami. This particular case I inherited from a previous officer. Those pictures of with the construction debris inside that apartment, the officer took a picture. I have spoken with the property manager once before, and he mentioned that they have never started any work. I haven't been able to get any access into that particular unit. From what he told me is that he also owns a property across the street from that property, and that they're doing work on that property, and he plans on starting work on this particular one, but he hasn't pulled any permits or anything like that. According to him, they haven't started no work. They just have that debris in there, but I haven't been able to get access to actually take pictures of what it looks like currently right now.
Well, it looks like a holy mess. At the very minimum, it looks like a rat-infested nuisance. It looks terrible, and he should have been here. He or she should have been here to tell us what their position is. But based on what I'm looking at, and based on your analysis, there is work going on there. What type of work, I don't know, but that condition is really horrible. So on that matter, and you cited him for after the fact, you asked him to obtain an after the fact permit. Is there a permit for any work ever?
Currently, no, not at all. There's no permit on file.
Okay, so the violation is there's no permit for whatever they're doing, and it's under Section 532 of the code. So based on the unrebutted testimony of the city's code compliance officer, the photographs and the evidence presented depicting that the cited violation still exists, proper notice has been given. I find in favor of the city enter an adjudication and set a compliance date of March 14, 30 days. In the event of non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $350 until the violation is abated. The very minimum, they have to clean up the site and show that, if they come in and show me that no work was done, that's another story. But to me, it looks like there's work going on in there. Okay, next case.
All right, next case is item number 13, Jaquin Fernandez, case number CERCV 2023-00357. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Kazoo with a abatement date of January 17 of 2025. The fine was set at $200 plus the $100 cost assessment.
All right, officer, go right ahead.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Inspector DeSanges. I inherited this case from a former officer by the name of Tamara Petit on 2023, February 24th. Petit posted this property, and it was for a violation of having an RV without a permit on October 31st, 2024. I re-inspected the property and saw that the RV was still there with no permit obtained. I proceeded to post the property with the violation and a notice to appear for court and compliance. On November 20th, 2024, I did my final re-inspection and compliance was still not met. On January 16th, 2025, I did another re-inspection and the compliance was still not met and the RV was still on the property.
I guess they don't get it, do they?
I spoke to the guy one time when I was posting it, and I told him that all he had to do is just go get a variance permit for the RV, and he would be fine.
Or remove it.
Or remove it, yes, and he would be fine. He said he was going to do it. He said he was gonna. He was looking for the information to get it done, but he never reached out to me.
Hello.
I thought he would. He would have reached out to me, and I think I saw him here this morning, but I don't know if he's still here.
Hello.
Somebody's asking hello.
Yes, my name is Joaquin Fernandez. I am the owner of the RV and the property.
Well, I'm glad you showed up because I was about to hand.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good morning.
Joaquin, please hold a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Please hold. Can we enable the video out there, please?
Me?
Where's Mr. Joaquin? Are you here in the lobby?
No, I was in the lobby. I had to drive to work. I'm at work now.
Okay, we don't see your face.
Hold on. Hi.
There we go. Yeah. Hello. Can you please raise your right hand for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Yes, ma'am. I do.
Sir, I don't know whether you had an opportunity to hear what the officer testified to. You've already been cited and found guilty by Magistrate Kazoo, and there was an abatement date, meaning that you had to comply by January 17th. That was a couple of weeks ago, and a fine set at $200 per day for noncompliance. I got pictures here dated January 10th of 25 that was taken by the officer showing a recreational vehicle on the property. In fact, I think there's an allegation that there may have been two on the property, and zoning doesn't allow that. The code doesn't allow that. So you need to tell me why I should not ratify the order that was entered by Magistrate Kazoo back in, I guess, last year.
Yes, sir. I was at, where is this? There we go. I was at the building and zoning office back when the previous officer had the case, and she told me she'd call me back, and she never did. Then I met this gentleman, Mr. Desange, and that's when he showed me the new violation, whatever he was putting on my mailbox. I went to the building and zoning office. They asked me for a survey, and I said, okay, I'm going to get it, and I'll go and fill out the variance and complete everything. I was hospitalized after that. When I finished the hospitalization, during the hospitalization, I didn't know I received a second notice saying that I had to appear. Oh, the first notice where I had to appear, they told me at the front desk that that there was no magistrate, not to worry about it.
Who's they?
Some lady named Margie or Marcy at the front window.
Told you that you did not have to appear?
That there was nobody.
His case was postponed the very first time his case was postponed.
And then the second time I was hospitalized, during the notification that I had to appear and during the actual hearing. So I missed that one with Magistrate Kazoo. And I got the notification by mail to come see you recently, and that's why I'm here. I have not been able to get the survey. I'm trying my best, but I haven't been able. I work at the VA here in the ER, and I've been working like crazy. I don't know how to get a survey. I've been Googling it, trying to find out, but that's where I'm at.
Well, I sympathize for you, and the issue is not just getting a survey.
No, I have to apply for the variance. Yes, sir.
You have to get a survey, and you got to get other paperwork. You need to. My suggestion is, you get somebody that does zoning and planning and knows the process on how to get a variance. I don't know how difficult or how easy it is to get a variance on this particular matter, depending upon where you are in the city. Madam City Attorney, what's the process that he needs to go through in order to get a variance?
For a variance for recreational vehicles, it's an administrative process, meaning that it's quite a bit of an easier process than a normal variance. A normal variance would require a hearing before the Board of Adjustment. But for recreational vehicles, it is an administrative process where they look at the criteria within the code, if the condition of the vehicles and the way that it is staged meets that criteria, then administratively approval will be obtained, which is why the survey is important. Staff needs to see a survey of the property to make sure that it is parked within the appropriate setbacks set forth in the code.
Okay. Mr. Is it Fernandez or Alvarez? I'm looking
Fernandez.
Okay, I'm looking at somebody else's name on your screen there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm sympathetic with the situation that you're in. Is there any other way of, removing that recreational vehicle and putting it in another place that might qualify and, where you might be able to store it until this process is finished?
I can, there's a storage place over on 7th Avenue. I can try taking it there. That's not a problem until
This is not your regular vehicle that you use to move around and go to the VA or whatever else you need to do, right?
No, sir. No, it's an RV. It's a toy hauler.
Okay. You might consider in the meantime, if it's for a couple of weeks, parking it somewhere else. Because if I was your neighbor, I'd be upset, and it's not a nice scene to see. I know that in some areas they actually have larger ones. Sometimes they put boats, and it's not a nice thing to look at. So I'm going to give you what I'm going to do is. Based on your testimony that you were in the hospital and you're trying your best to get this resolved, as far as a survey is concerned, there are 1 million surveyors in South Florida. It's it's very easy to find a surveyor.
Okay.
Just Google real estate surveyors in Miami, and or ask a friend or. Anybody can help you find a surveyor. Do a survey, do a site plan, do whatever the administration wants you to do. Show them how this RV is going to be placed in a manner that maybe it's obscured from the sidewalk. Maybe you park it a different way. Put something, some nice trees around it. Do whatever the administration is asking you to do. And I'll put off this case and see how much progress you make. I'll put it off for 30 days and see what happens. So let's table. I don't want to bring a hammer down on you if you're working in good faith to try to get it resolved. But you need a survey. You need to come to City Hall. Where at City Hall should he go with a survey? Does anybody know?
Development Services Department.
Okay. All right. So that's where you go. Bring whatever they want you to, whatever they need. Do it within the next 30 days, and I'll hear it again at the next magistrate hearing. So this case is continued until my next hearing.
Director Ramond, you raised your hand.
Yes, and for the record, Magistrate Smith, and also for Mr. Fernandez as well. Make sure, and this is just an informal tip that I give anybody that's putting RVs and stuff like that. You're not allowed to have anyone living in it and staying overnight as well.
No.
It's just you and everybody else, because we've gotten a lot of these over the years, and it kind of impacts the community. So it might not be you. I mean, the things look amazing out there, but like the magistrate said, it is a blight issue. So just I'm more than happy to work with you on any of those as well.
Yeah, it's a big problem in Hialeah and other places. People are renting these RVs, and they're living there. They're even connecting electrical and plumbing to the RVs. And if that were ever to happen, I would really feel very upset about that and impose heavy fines. But do it in a manner that is pleasing, and that your neighbors will not be upset by having to look at an RV out there. When they look out the window, it is a quality of life issue, not a safety issue, but it's a zoning problem that you need to address. So if you want to avoid fines, you need to go and apply for an administrative variance and get it done right. All right. Having said that, let's move on to the next case.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
No problem.
Inspector DeSantis, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We're done with the last case.
But it doesn't matter. No.
Okay.
So
All right. All right. The next case we're going to call is item number 14 and 15 for the same person, Nancy Bastian, case number CEFOB 2022-00415. This case was previously found guilty by Magistrate Kazoo with an abatement date of May 22nd of 2024. The fine is set at $250 with a $100 cost assessment. Item number 15, Nancy Bastian, case number CEZCU 2022-00733, previously found guilty by Magistrate Kazoo with an abatement date of May 22nd of 2024. Fine set at $250 plus the $100 cost assessment.
All right, officer. Which officer is gonna?
Inspector Colson.
Okay. All right, Inspector Colson.
property manager, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, and he stated that he was going to join this hearing, and I'm surprised that he didn't, but he told me that it's due to the financial reasons why they're unable to paint. They wanted to replace the windows first and then paint the property, but again, the violation still remains.
Well, you know, the windows can wait. What cannot wait is the pressure cleaning and the painting as necessary, because I'm looking at the pictures right now, and I agree with you. It does need some work. This is a rental residential.
Correct. Correct. It's an apartment rental.
Okay. It looks like both the registered agent and the owner are Alexander Tober. And is that who you spoke with?
I believe so, Alex. Yes, I believe that's the individual that I spoke to.
Okay. His financial problems are going to get worse if he doesn't remedy the violation. And so I would definitely advise him, and hopefully when he gets my order, he will, at the very minimum, pressure clean and wash and paint the areas that you found to be in violation. So based on the unrebutted testimony of the city's code, and by the way, he could have come to this meeting, and I probably would have been a little bit more understanding and given him more flexibility if he had an issue. But since he's not here, I'm going to assume that he deliberately avoided coming here because he's probably too embarrassed to face us. So I'm going to find in favor of the city, based on the evidence presented, depicting that the violations still exist. Proper notice has been given. I find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication, and set a compliance date of 30 days, March 14th. And in the event of non-compliance, there shall be a daily fine of $350 until the violation is abated.
Yes, sir.
Right. Magistrate, we appreciate you. That is the end of the agenda.
Okay, folks, have a wonderful week. Thank you for participating. Thank you, Director Ramon. I like short agendas, but I had a great time reviewing everything. So everybody, thank you for the fine work that you do for the city. Madam City Attorney, good job. Say hello to your boss.
Thank you. Will do.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Thank you, City Attorney.
Bye.